What is up, real estate rock stars? This is Christina Leavenworth, one of your hosts. Today, we're chatting with Theresa Sage out of Arizona. She's been in real estate for 20 years. She's experienced the highs, the lows, and after doing all this, she's like, I need help. And AI can help me and has developed some really cool solutions for agents out there. Also telling us just what her advice is in a challenging market. So I can't wait for you guys to hear from Theresa Sage. Further ado, I am joined with Theresa Sage out of Arizona, and she is a true rock star. She's been in this business for 20 years, so I am excited to pick her brain. Thank you for joining us, Theresa.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate being on this show and love to be part of the rock stars. So thank you.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about you, how you got into real estate, a bit about your real estate journey.
Sure. So I've been in real estate for 20 years, which is kind of crazy. And getting into my real estate journey, like everybody else, I feel like, you buy your first property and then you want to start building your portfolio. So maybe you start looking at maybe one rental property. And at the time, my husband at the time, he was actually knocking foreclosures. He was going and found his friend and they were knocking foreclosures. This was a long time ago. So we'd find a list and we would have to dig and scrape and find a list of pre-foreclosures. And he would actually go and knock on the door and talk to people who were in distress in pre-foreclosure. And it was kind of funny because his friend who taught him the business, he would drive up in a Honda and then he would do some deals and then he would bring him deals and then he would drive up in a Mercedes because like my ex-husband would keep bringing him more deals and and then he had like a nicer Mercedes and then everything else. So I said to him at one point, I'm like, you're really good at doing deals. You know where the list is. Why don't we see if we can do this on our own since you kind of know how to do it? So we kind of partnered up and we started doing that. And for myself, I never was like, oh, I want to be a real estate agent. I got my real estate license to help our investing business. So that's where I kind of started my journey. And then through the ups and downs of investing side and then market changes, just has been a whole gamut of different real estate strategies. Let's put it that way. Yes.
So what does your business look like today? And also, how's your market?
So today my business is smaller. I have a TC team and that's it. I've been really working on AI strategies for agents and helping them out. And so that's been kind of my fun project. I have an investment portfolio of rentals and investments that I've been using. And I just, for myself right now, I'm just doing a few deals a year and then helping my team. So that's been kind of fun. The market here in Arizona is kind of crazy. It's gone up 24% in inventory, houses on the market in the past year. So we are definitely kind of switching out to that, seller's market looking for buyers.
Yeah, it's been tough. We're feeling that here in Pensacola, and it's just crickets. We're doing everything we can to get buyers in there. And you said that you have had some good success, finding buyers. Tell us what you're doing.
So we looked at we developed an AI system that actually goes out. And if you think about it, like, let's just say you're selling a house or you're looking for a house. Generally, kind of in the zip code, maybe you're downsizing, maybe you've increased your family, so you're like scaling up. So generally, you're looking in the same area. You're familiar with the area. You probably have friends in the area, maybe family. So generally speaking, most of the buyers would be coming from that specific area, right?
Sure, yeah.
So we go out and our AI system identifies the people who are most likely to purchase in the next 6 months. So they give us a rundown list of a certain zip code and gives me a list. And they're like, these are the top people based on their algorithms, based on things going on in their life, everything else the AI like looks at. And so we have a list of very targeted people who are potentially going to sell in the next 6 months. So then we target them. We have a whole like campaign that we send out and we're like, hey, if we have a listing, hey, we have this property in this zip code, you know, we show them a beautiful video. We have this whole marketing campaign that identifies these particular buyers, potential buyers, and then we go ahead and campaign to them.
Has it been working?
It's been working. So it's been a little fun. It's been working. And the nice thing is, I don't know about you, but when you have listings or you have potential marketing calls coming in, then we have an AI team that answers the call.
Okay.
So we have we have an AI team that answers a call for listings. So let's just say you put a house on the market and you're like, I don't know, 6411 East Cali Camellia. This was one of our listings. And we have a phone number with an AI agent. And that AI agent answers the call in a very friendly, sweet voice. Hey, how's it going? What are you looking for today? And then the potential buyer can ask any question. They can text any question regarding the property. And if they pick up on the buyers like, ooh, that's too hard or too high, or ooh, I was looking for 5 bedrooms, then you're already pre-qualifying that buyer for a different property.
So is the AI robot trained just for that property, or is it calling a sign number that has all the properties, and then based on what they're saying, they respond?
We right now are only doing one phone number per property.
Okay.
Because we don't want the AI agent, like right now, we don't want the AI agent to do any confusion in regards to different properties, because sometimes, you know what I mean? So we just do one property, very specific, all the ins and outs. And then that way, none of the buyer calls, one, you capture their phone number, right?
Mm-hmm.
Two, none of those buyer calls get left behind.
So is there some sort of disclosure when they answer it, where it's like, hey, this is Sally AI or something like that?
So we answer, it's like, hey, this is, I make the men go to work. my guy's Brian. I'm like, hey, this is Brian. He's got this like really like sultry kind of Australian deep voice, right?
Yeah.
And how can I help you today? And if they ask, you're calling Theresa Sage's office, how can I help you today regarding this property? And if they ask, hey, are you an AI agent? We like, oh, yes, of course.
Okay.
But I'm here to help you. And then we sometimes make a joke. Yes, but don't hold that against me.
Yeah.
Right. And so it just, for me, like what I've noticed. So I drove around our area and I called sign listings. Right.
Yeah.
And either they don't pick up, they go to voicemail, or I was talking to one of my other agents and she's like, yeah, I'll go ahead and put my cell number on there. And then I get spam calls all day long.
Yeah.
So then you're in another meeting with a potential client listing, and then you're, missing out on the call. It just, you don't want to miss any buyers,
No,
especially with this market. And
100%.
right. And it's also a really nice addition if you're talking to homeowners, right? Mm-hmm. Because if you're looking for that listing and you're like, oh, by the way, I'm going to ensure that we don't leave any potential buyer when you're listing your property. We capture 24/7. We make sure we have a nice conversation with any particular buyer. That's also another great tool in your toolbox when you're doing listing presentations.
Totally. And is this something you developed?
Yes.
Or is it a service? It's something you developed? Okay.
Yeah. So that's why I haven't been I've been just full on agent investor mindset. how am I going to use these agents in a way that's actually like helpful for us? You know what I mean? Like, I want them taking buyer's land calls. If I have a rental portfolio, I want them taking renter calls.
Yeah.
If, like there's a whole beautiful world of how they can
Yeah.
help us.
No, it's
But
so fun.
I wanted something tangible. Sorry, I'm going on and on and on. Go ahead.
No, it's all good. Well, no, AI is so fun. I mean, and just we're just at the top of touching the tip of the iceberg on it. So it's crazy what we'll be talking about in a year from now, for sure, and just how it's going to change our industry. So, talking about changes in the industry, you've been an agent for a long time. A lot of people that listen to the podcast, maybe they started in 2020 and they're going, oh my gosh, it's crickets. I started in 2017, which was more of a balanced market, but then I experienced the good of 2020 and 2021. So, it's easy to forget that. What are ways people, like, especially in 2008 and what you're seeing in Arizona now, they're getting business in a tougher market? I mean, we have 500,000 more sellers in America than buyers right now. That article just came out. We're definitely in a buyer's market, and interest rates are higher. Insurance, we have an insurance crisis. It's a challenging time.
It's a challenging time. So here's 3 different things that you can do. I think there's a mindset shift that you have to take on, and we'll talk about that first. And then I'll give you 3 different things that I think are very, what I've seen in the past that have worked really well. So the first thing that you really need to adapt as an agent in this market is change. Like, a lot of times what I saw back when the market crashed in 2008 was agents weren't willing to change. And so they wanted to do things that they've always done the way they've always done them, but you have to adapt and you have to provide a different service necessarily for the client. You have to be willing to learn and grow and change and adapt, right? So I think that's the most important thing is, you have to, if you're going to be out of the box, you have to be out of the box, right?
Yeah.
You have to be
2021 is gone. Like, you have to accept this is the new normal.
This is a new normal. So the first thing I would think about is, like we talked about, if you can't just rely on inbound people coming in. Mm-hmm. You have to kind of take that next step to go out and find the buyers. Like I mentioned, we go out, our AI system identifies buyers, and we're going out, and we're like, hey, here's a property. We're putting it in front of you. You know what I mean? You have to be very proactive because they will sit there and scroll, and they have a lot of options. So what you want to do is kind of present the cake to them. Hey, this is my cake and it's prettier than everybody else's cake. And it's right here. Would you like to come see it? Come on in, right?
Yeah.
So being proactive with your marketing and finding buyers, I think, is super key. And you'll definitely stand out in the market. Yeah. The second thing, and with that, having the AI agents, which will save you time, because if you're putting out marketing, you want to be able to not miss out on any of those leads, right? So having that immediate conversation, no lead left behind, is very important, right? So the second thing is, like I said, if you have a listing sign, make sure it gets answered 24/7. Like, I'll give you an example. I was driving by this house, and because I was testing out the call responses, and this is me, and I'm acting like a buyer. So I'm driving down the road, and I come to this listing, and I didn't know how much it was because I'm just driving around the neighborhood that I'm interested in. And they have a QR code, which I'm not knocking QR codes, but this is my experience from my.
It probably went to nowhere. It probably was a broken. Yeah.
So I scanned the QR code, and I'm an agent, right? So I scanned the QR code. I'm like, they want me to fill out a form? Like, this is kind of a pain in the butt, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then I was like, oh, it's 3.3 million. Oh, I only want to pay 2.9. Yeah. And I'm like having this conversation with myself, right? Yeah. And I was like, wow, this is the experience they're having. You got to put yourself in the experience of the buyer. And I'm like, ooh, then my third thought was like, oh, well, he's probably too busy because he has, I'm only 2.9. He probably only does more higher end
Sure.
listings.
Yeah.
This was all the things running through my head, and I'm an agent, which is kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
Hmm.
And so if you start adapting to using AI, thinking about how can you, like, so what I would do in that situation is the phone call, let the sign phone number. If somebody wants to call or text, some people want to call, they want to talk to people.
Hmm.
Some people do want to text,
Yeah.
but they also want immediate gratification and they want their answers to questions about the house immediately, right?
Yeah.
That's just the way our
Yeah.
society is.
Yeah. 100%. So, with these AI agents, once they get to a certain point, do they go, okay, hey, so now I think it's time for you to talk to Teresa? Or, like, okay, I'm happy I was able to provide this. Can I set up a time for you to talk to Teresa where she can actually show you this property or set up a buyer consult? Is there some conversion happening there?
Absolutely. So you
Okay.
can set it up the way you want, but there's different ways you can do it. You can say, do you want me to transfer the call?
Hmm.
Because then see if she's available, because you've already captured their information,
Okay.
right? So it's okay. Like, that's the most important thing. You want to transfer the call. Do you want them to set an appointment on your calendar? You can do that.
Hmm.
You can have them a link sent for appointments scheduled. It's all kind of what you want in regards to how are you going to respond to that particular opportunity. That makes
Got it.
sense.
Yeah.
Does that make
So
sense?
yeah, that makes sense. 100%.
Okay.
So I've done a little bit of this with different like YLOPA where they had the AI calling when people registered and whatnot. And it was early on where it was kind of glitchy and you could really tell it was AI. And sometimes we had already called them and talked to them. The systems weren't great. So then we talked to them and then they're saying, hi, I'm Christina's assistant. And they're like, I just talked to Christina. So,
Right.
but that's the exciting thing. The technology is just going to get better and better and better with that.
Yes. Yes.
What else are you excited about with AI in real estate? I know we all talk about it all the time, but I'm always curious how people are utilizing it.
Yes. Well, for me, because I'm an investor side, like, let's just say you have an investor and he has a rental portfolio. You're like, hey, you can remember how we're going back to out of the box thinking?
Mm-hmm.
You're like, hey, I know the solution for you if you need more, if you are having trouble, if you want more rental properties
Yeah.
and you're like, you're maxed out on, calls coming in or whatever, we have a solution for you for that, right? Like,
I'm sure you
you
could
can have
set them up
AI
to handle
agent
maintenance calls. Like, hey, if you
and
have an
maintenance
issue,
calls.
yeah.
Yes.
And then you would
All
just
that good stuff.
so, and then you get a transcript after, I'm
You
guessing,
get a
or
transcript.
would the AI person go, hey, like just summarize it going, this unit C in Pensacola on HVAC problems, are they able to then go set someone up to go out there? I mean, I guess they will at some point, probably.
They will at some point.
Yeah.
Yes. So we can
That'll
have
be
it
cool.
come. You can have it come in and then text out your maintenance staff. Hey,
Yeah.
this person called in. Is this for you? Right?
Wow. Yeah.
Absolutely. Which is amazing.
Yeah.
It's
That's really
absolutely amazing. And
going
in
back to your
regards,
market. Sorry, go ahead.
oh yes. So the third thing was, I think agents should really start thinking about, if they haven't already, is looking at investor partnerships.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and I'm sure they already do this, but it's a really good opportunity for clients who maybe get into distress as the market starts
Mm-hmm.
changing, um, to have opportunities to maybe do a faster sale, a cash sale. If your clients are in distress and really need some help, it's good to find those investor people in your community that you trust, know, like, and trust, that you can provide a solution to your client if it's not listing it. And then
Yeah.
you can joint venture with them,
Yeah.
you know?
That's awesome. Going back to Arizona, you're saying 42% more inventory. Even here, I mean, we're having sellers with the economy. We just have some people that are stressed out. They're frustrated. And if we could sell their home for whatever price, we all would do it all day, every day. What are you finding to like help with that? Are you seeing a lot of people cancel and saying, hey, I'm just going to stay where I'm at? Like, what are you guys seeing with all that?
It's the whole gamut. It depends on the person, you know. Um, like we're seeing a lot more divorce. I don't
Okay.
know if you guys.
Yeah.
So we're seeing a lot more divorce over here. It's kind of a really, really strange market. So in Arizona right now, um, it feels like there's no medium. Like the medium markets under 500 are going like, like 400 and under are going like hotcakes. And then all of a sudden, like our higher end stuff is going off the chain. Like a house that was a million last year, all of a sudden it's like 3 million. And I'm
Wow.
like,
Huh.
there's this really weird discrepancy in our market right now that's adjusting.
Yeah.
And so, in regards to somebody who's really looking to sell, like I said, I would definitely thinking outside the box, partner up with an investor because they can provide some additional solutions in a faster way that maybe your client would consider. And
Mhm.
then, it's a win win for everybody.
Well, this has been so fun. How can people find you? Like, tell us where they can find you, and also the name of your business if they're interested in getting an AI agent.
Yes, for sure. So, my business is called Get Sarah with an H. Get Sarah, and I named her after I had a VA in the Philippines. She was so sweet. I loved her. Her name was Sarah. She was so
Oh,
amazing. She was organized. She was helpful. But she started a family and she left me. So it was so sad.
oh,
Hence the VA agents,
yeah.
the AI agents. I mean,
Nice.
so yeah, her name's Get Sarah with an H. And you can look there. There is under the solutions tab. There's a section for real estate agents, so you
Okay.
can go in, and I think I demonstrate Brian and make him take some buyer sign calls, and you can call in
Cool.
and check it out. Yeah, it's really fun. And then my Instagram is Theresa Sage, TheresaSageaz. So that's my Instagram. So if you want to reach out and message me there, that's amazing too.
Awesome. I can't wait to check it out. I'm going to like definitely, I think it's always fun when you have more tools you can have in your toolbox as an agent and win all the time. Well, thank you, Theresa. This was awesome. Thank you, everyone, for listening. I am Christina Leavenworth out of Pensacola. You can find me on Instagram at This Is Christina Leavenworth. And I can't wait until we can hang out next time.